month left to go. So you should have been working up until this point anyway, but from now on, I think that you need to be starting to add in your weekends. But I would stress, don't stop doing the things that you actually enjoy. Make sure you still go out with your family, go out for walks, and make sure you still go to your clubs and things like that. There is no point in just becoming a revising machine. That will make you more stressed and make you perform less well in the exams. If you're watching this as a playback later, then go ahead and leave some comments of what you'd like, topics you'd like considered in the next live stream. Because I'm thinking about, I've only just really got 4G good enough in my school here, so I'm thinking about doing this a few times, especially during this exam running. So do ask questions as well as the stream goes through if you want it, and I'll try and tackle it. I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time on it today. I'm just sort of giving it its first go here. So we've been talking today about I've been talking to my camera, say we. I've been talking today about how you can prepare in that last month, and it's all about being strategic now. So now is not the time to be dreaming up a revision timetable and thinking about what you're going to do when, but just for now think about what are you going to do. So use things like checklists, maybe use old exams, the old mock exams that you've done before, and use those to figure out what areas you need to focus on. So instead of making a timetable, make a list or a chart of everything that you need to do, that you know you need to do, and then you can go ahead and just, whenever you've got the time, you can hit those things. Somebody's just asked there, where should we be up to just now? Well, I think up until now, you probably ought to have been working just through the weekdays, okay, in terms of revision, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours in the evenings, as well as everything that your school is doing, you're doing in lessons. And probably now it's time to turn a little bit more and use a bit of your weekend time as well. In terms of where you should be up to, I imagine you've finished the courses by now in your schools. Maybe there's some little bits that you're just finishing off now, but really Easter, this time now is when it starts to get a bit intense. As I said, please don't stop doing the things that you enjoy. You've got to still enjoy your sports. You've got to still find time to relax. You've got to find time to play those computer games. Okay, they need played. But just now's the time to get really, really serious about those exams and get yourself into the revision guide, get yourself onto the questions and the kind of checklist pages. They're the most important pages to be looking at. There's a couple of other things that I planned to say, so I'll just go through them, and then we'll see if there's any more questions from you guys for now. So, do go ahead and check out GorillaPhysics.com, because all of my videos there are organised by topics, so you can work on your individual topics that you do, and especially there we've got exam questions by topics. The other thing I've been talking about, when you're watching exam question videos, make sure that you have a go for yourself. Make sure that you have a go at those questions yourself, otherwise it's all just going to be quite passive. It's one of the nice things about doing a kind of live feed, because you can ask those questions and it becomes a little bit less passive, a little bit less like you're watching me for almost like entertainment, and it's not sinking in. But you guys are asking good questions. So how many hours should I be spending on revision right now? Well, I wouldn't be doing more than kind of 2 hours in the evening, because you're going to go back to school tomorrow. I think our kids are coming back to school tomorrow. Maybe you guys were back today. But I wouldn't do more than like 2 hours after a full day of 5 hours of lessons in school, and then you go home and do that. Make sure you're using the time well in school. If you're an A-level student and you've got study periods during the day, then flip and be using them in the day, because that's just extra time, really extra there. No, that would be 2 hours in total, I reckon, every evening, because otherwise you just tire yourself out, really. So yeah, that's good enough, really, 2 hours. And at the weekends, it depends what you've already got on, really, isn't it? Like some people like to leave just Sundays completely clear and do maybe 6 hours there, okay? I would go ahead and do that. There's another question here, so just scrolling back. Could you do more question videos for A-level like Edexcel June 2016 or 2017? I'm not going to do just now any more A-level ones. If you've gone through all my A-level question videos, then great. I hope they were really useful. Were they? Give us a thumbs up if they were. I want to see that like count go up. if they were really useful, then that's great. I'm not going to do an extra set of those, okay? I've done 3 of the specimen papers, Core Physics 1, Core Physics 2, and also the general and practical principles. I won't do another set because I need to work on some GCSE questions really, because I'm kind of halfway through a set of GCSE questions, and realistically I don't have the time to do that. I might, if there's some particular ones that you want me to do, some particular questions, then I might find the time just to do 1 or 2, maybe towards the actual exam. The other thing is, if you've got a question that you've had a go at and you want to take a photo of it on your phone, I have got a new feature coming up this month, which is marking live, where I will actually mark your response live on the camera. So, you know, maybe that's a useful thing if you want particular feedback on a particular type of question. And there's one more thing here just before I say the last little bit. I think it was, my school recommends Alevel Physics, but I find them tedious, as if you get the question wrong, you don't know where you went wrong. Yeah, that's a good point. It's about that feedback, isn't it? That's where electronic systems do go wrong sometimes, and it takes a lot of time to write that type of thing. What I would say with Alevel Physics is it's really good because it keeps kind of tabs on you as you go through that. I would sort of screenshot those maybe if you weren't sure where you went wrong, and go and speak to your teachers, because we really do appreciate when kids come to us with, here's a problem that I've had and here's how, you know, can you help me try and solve it? Can you help me understand where I went wrong for it? So do use your teachers, they're excellent resources. Harder A-level physics questions, that's a really good question, Mose, yeah. Well, so go back to old specs. It's one of the things I've said to the camera today actually, is old spec questions aren't not useful because they're old spec. In fact, the GCSE Physics, the A-level physics specs haven't changed all that much. So going back to old spec questions, old spec papers is what I'd be doing, and I'd just be doing the last kind of quarter of each exam. Just do the last 5 out of 20 questions because they'll be the hardest type. I don't know why I didn't just keep showing me them in chat here. I want to see it all the time, please. Should I take notes from the revision guide? No, basically. They're all written out for you. I wouldn't want you to write the whole thing out again or anything like that. Or the whole course before I do past papers. Or should I just go through the questions? Just go through the questions. That'd be my, you know, especially now. I think if early on in the course you decided to go ahead and you know, make up your own set of notes as you were going, I think that'd be a really useful thing to be revisiting. But now I'd focus on the questions. I hope that answers your question, George. Last bits then. Yeah, guys, be really confident going into these exams. You've been working on it. You're the people who have been notified, I guess, on my channel. So you've been working on your physics for a long time. You've been committed. Be confident. Go into that knowing that you're prepared, knowing that you've actually put a good effort into your GCSEs and A-levels. Okay, so don't, you know, stop doing the things that you enjoy, and also don't revise until you get completely tired out, and don't keep putting revision off. Try and fit in the little bits. That's why you know, having things on your phone, like the book that I made. I don't know how many of you GCSE students or A-level students out there, but the book that I made, Memorise Equations with GCSE Physics, is just the right size for your pocket, and it's also the copy available for Kindle on your phone and everything like that, so that can be with you at all times, so you can just do those little bits. So I would, you know, start to either download the ebook that you get with your revision guides, would be a good thing, on your phone, so when you're out and about, when you're riding the bus to school, you can actually be using that phone for revision. And also there's lots of revision apps as well for your phone, which are a very, very useful thing just to fit those times in. Okay, if you are feeling anxious, then tell someone about it. That's definitely a good way to, half a problem is to share it. That's why that old saying is there. In your exams, just be prepared. You know, if you're ready, then you will be doing your best, and the grade that you get will be your best grade. If that best grade is an E, well, do you know what? That's a good grade at A-level. If that best grade is a 3, then do you know what? If that was your best grade at GCSE, if you put your effort in, you can be completely proud of that. So just be absolutely sure that you can do this. There's some advice for, in that exam. Take your time, okay? Once you've made a mistake, forget it. Leave a little asterisk next to it maybe and come back to it, but don't keep thinking about and panicking during that exam because of one question that you got wrong earlier. That's a really important point. Like, I often mark mock exams and I kind of see somebody struggle with a question and the rest of the questions after that one question were not as good as the ones before that, and they've just started panicking. So if you get into that kind of panic feeling, then do just pause, maybe take yourself 20 seconds, calm yourself down again, and then go into those next questions with the same confidence that you had with the start. Okay, that's all for now. I hope that was useful. If it was useful to you, then give it a thumbs up, maybe give it a share. This is Gorilla Physics, all about you understanding your physics more, so you enjoy it more, get more confident, and then you're going to do better in those exams, which are soon, and you're going to do absolutely brilliant, and all the best. All right, you don't need luck because you'll be prepared.